Yeah, David, my meme coin is ADA, which stands for at a dollar always, of course, right? Which, Charles certainly got lucky there. I had written Cardano off, and then I won't say weaseled his way into the White House, but I don't know. Charles is a good guy, means well. It's just he's very slow, first mover advantage. The old tortoise and the hare. I don't think that works so much in crypto, but maybe long term, they did. I think part of the value there is he suggested that they might be able to bring smart contracts to Bitcoin. That's a big part of Cardano, smart contracts. But everyone has smart contracts now. But if they can layer it on and make Bitcoin better and piggyback, on I almost said on Jack Dorsey's. Did you guys see my post there? I don't know if I shared it in Retire Rich. It's a very interesting study. They're in the comments. They're like, no, there's all these points about political views and so forth. But it's very compelling that Jack Dorsey of Twitter and Stripe and Square is Satoshi. I don't know. Maybe it's Elon, but it could be Jack Dorsey. So go read that. And so let me just go over and see if I shared that with you guys. I think, yeah, I did. So it's a good diversion. I'm not saying he is, and it's better if we don't know. The author caught a lot of negativity for saying, why would you do that? Why would you put a target on his back? Well, it's not definitive. It's not like I have a signed confession that. So uh, to those people, lighten up at any rate. But if Jack Dorsey goes missing and then suddenly those Satoshi coins, here's my theory. I mean, what if anyone's seen Ready Player One, when the mysterious founder of the game dies and he basically creates an Easter egg in the game that whoever wins it wins the Oasis. Wouldn't that be fun? That'd be great PR for Bitcoin, right? Wouldn't it? If he says, "Hey, everyone," and it doesn't have to be Jack Dorsey. Just if Satoshi surfaced and said, "Hey, everyone, I've decided to give away my Bitcoin keys, and if you figure out the clues, which are somewhere buried in his own cryptography or something, then you get all of my Bitcoin." Think of how much exposure that would bring to the space. Not sure it's the right exposure, but that would be fun. I love a good treasure hunt. All right, let's see. So over in Injective, Injective looking good, guys. I had drawn out two scenarios. It is on the buy list. Of course, we caught it back here, October of 2023. If you go back in and check the buy order in the Retire Rich members area, you can see that it went up 568% and then bled out. And guys, I'm sorry, I haven't had time to really do the detailed buy alerts. They take a good hour to put together. And I might be bringing in a student to help with those. If I say, hey, here are the charts, go fill out the buy alert with the stop loss and these targets. And that way I don't have to spend so much time on it because I'm fighting for every minute now. And I was talking to an ex-student that's private client that is helping out on some things, but he was in a bad car accident Saturday, so I have to revisit that when he's better. Anyway, so what I will do is I'll put it in the chat. I would say INJ here, if at the end of today, because it's hitting some resistance at the 21-day EMA, it could sell off below this and turn back into resistance. But if we can close here above this line by the end of the day, then Injective, it's game on. We have a higher low, we have an ERI, TSI green, and let's look at a weekly time frame. It's oversold on the weekly. When the daily weekly TSIs are both oversold and start turning higher, that's when the big moves happen. Case in point, back here, September 2023, October, ERI, and then the RSI Pro, and then we started growing green on the weekly time frame. That's when the magic happens. When they align. Over here was a bit choppy. We had the ERI, but the TSI was red. RSI was sort of green, but it wasn't until we had TSI RSI here, but even that wasn't ready. When they start to align, pay attention. And I know this is a lot to look at, but if Injective breaks this sell block, which I think it will, if it can get up above $15, $16, it's game on. But then we really want to be looking for breaking out of that trend channel. So, layering in, adding to positions. If you have powder dry, maybe maybe wait a little bit. You could dabble on these but we still have the potential for a drop. So these two scenarios on this, and that's the danger. I have injective, and for me to sell half here, let's talk about this for a minute, because although this is more of a trader's concept, this was the example I used in my dollar cost average video that I'll share with you guys as soon as we get it online soon. In this situation, selling half at resistance does two things. If it drops, we have powder dry to buy lower. If it goes higher, we're still in profit on the other half, and more than likely it'll pull back to retest resistance as support, and that's where you just buy it back. So you're net even, right? So that's how you de-risk these trades. Other than head in the sand, distraction, well, I think I'll go shopping and just forget, and then boom, and then you have a deeper loss that you have to wait longer for. But so that to me, this is a good case study, an example of using DCA both as a stop loss and to buy back lower. So no matter which way it goes, you come out ahead. It de-risks being all in the position and having it reverse. Okay, and I'll move it over a bit. This actually fits better and within the trend channel, coming down into the date range where that cycle bottom. Because if Bitcoin, what's the saying? When Bitcoin sneezes, the rest of the market gets a cold. I mean, that's also true. So we're watching for this kind of move on injective. And if it breaks up higher, we'll be looking for a retest. But, again, the cycle low is not due for a little while longer. So we have to be careful with this. It's hovering right below the ice here, so we can't get too excited yet about that. All right, so covered that. But these are on my watch list. These are what I'm holding right now. All these in green. Solana, injective, Ondo has not done well, but it's in a buy block, and I'm waiting and watching here, guys, for a new upward trend channel. We're getting a little bit in the weeds here. We're coming up on the hour, so I'm not going to go so far into the trades. If you want more information on that, join M3 Active Trader because I cover this in detail. But like finance, I like DeFi, has profit potential, has a ability to make money. Stacks finally starting to bottom here, and I have a note to self-watch the weekly. So we had a big bleed out here, big sell block. Not sure what the deal was with that, but this is an example when Bitcoin sneezes, Stacks gets the cold, it gets the flu. And let's see, so there's no real bad news, good news on it. It's just now in a downtrending channel. However, from here, I'll be watching very closely for coming up. I do believe this is what happens next for Stacks. So keep an eye on that. Chainlink, not looking terribly good. Bull flag setting up. We'll go into that today. And then also Filecoin, I mentioned, you guys. Look, we're in a buy zone. Now is the time to load up on your Filecoin. $500 here and there, $1,000 here and there. Look, look at this beautiful long-term support back to 2019, all the way down. We have bouncing higher though. This is better than a flat support, rising higher lows, higher lows. Someone's accumulating every time we get down in here, and of course from here just to the local highs, which I think is reasonable to cycle 30x, you guys, 3,000%. And to really blow your mind, and let's just say, take some profits along the way, even to here is 6x, and down in here is 200%, 2x. But I'm going to leave it at this as a possible, that's a 30x. But look at this, when we zoom out, the Fibonacci projection on Filecoin doesn't mean we get here, but as a measure of potential versus other coins from previous cycle high to low, nothing looks this good that I see. This is 250x potential, 25,000%. That's better than Filecoin or Phantom Coin. Now, as a caveat, it's a big one. The market cap would have to really explode, and I can't immediately see a catalyst for that in the cloud storage space, because the big companies that have the big money are not readily going to move. Like, they're not going to leave Amazon, AWS, Fortune 100 companies. There's no real reason for them, Fortune 500, 100, whatever, to come over here. This growth is going to have to come organically. From where? From AI projects putting their data on decentralized DePIN storage. So potentially Sonic Fetch and the artificial whatever alliance, they've really confused everybody. It's now artificial superintelligence, something or other. I don't know what it is anymore. Right? And the confused mind says no. But once, if they start moving over and they start partnering with the other AI projects and DeFi projects like Ondo and Lido, Aave, who knows? That's where the growth can come from. Will it happen this cycle? Probably not. Probably not. But along the way, we still have some really interesting targets here. So what do we do? Hold a moon bag to these levels. Beautiful looking chart. Imprint that into your minds, you guys. I'm going to put it over in the chat, and then I'm going to move over to Sonic here. Look at some more coins in the artificial and the retire rich. What is it called? Watch list. I'm trying to do a screenshot, and my software is, of course, not working at all. All right, you guys, and here, bear with me. I'm going to post this in the retire rich chat. There we go. Trying to use my mouth and my brain and my hands at the same time, and at my age, I'm ready to apply for AARP, y'all. I just turned 55, if you can believe it. So, needs some more caffeine apparently. Where did that go? I think I got a screenshot of it. Just play intermission music for a second. Okay, got it. I got the picture. So I'll give that to you guys. So with that in mind, let's keep going here, and I want to, if you guys want me to look at anything, the last one we'll look at, well, a couple more. Helium, you guys, looks good. Down in this range, I think helium could come back down a bit. $3 is a screening buy on helium because we have this huge buy block down in here. You may not get it, but down in this buy zone, $3. I would put buy limit orders in just above $3, you guys, around $3.15, all the way up to, say, $3.20. Looking back in 5 or 10 years, you're going to wish that you bought some helium at these levels. And, look, I'm not saying you hold on to it. There's a lot of resistance up in here at $10. That's a 3x. How high could helium go? I think it could go to, this is a 10x easily, guys, up here, 7x from those prices. But that was then, this is now. If it comes down to $3, then you're at 10x potential. So I would buy helium at those levels. On the little note on my notepad to review these and put out buy alerts. My hot list here in red, ICP, also in a buy zone. Let me turn off these arrows here. I know we're getting a bit of the weeds. It might be a little repetitive if you're in M3, but not all of you are, so probably are okay with this. And, it's in an uptrending channel on the weekly, though. This looks pretty good in this green box. So I'm watching ICP. It's not quite there yet on our signals. A little bit needs to come down, but into the cycle lows, sure. Aptos, here's Aptos, looking good. Higher lows on the weekly. I would be buying Aptos down in this range. And our signals are oversold, just ready to turn green. That would be an excellent sign. We're starting to see it on the daily chart. Also, OGN, which we've talked about in the past, buy limit orders down around 65 cents. This is early. It's going to suffer from volatility. But I have been talking about this for quite some time. It had a nice run up for about 230%. And this is the former YouTube team. A lot of smart people on the team. You guys have heard me talk about it.
Hey, this is Brett from Moonstream. If you'd like to learn more about our pro trading signals or our live classes every Wednesday or our Retire Rich program, go over to moonstream.io/start.